What is happening, Ranger Nation? It's Kwing here, and it's time for more Power Rangers Battle for the Grid news. Yeah! It's been a while. Like, comment, subscribe. It's Morpher time. All right, Rangers, let's get into this. So, now, keep the following that you hear with a grain of salt because this has not been confirmed. I'm going based on how the story was continued for Scorpina in the Battle for the Grid live stream that happened in December. When I looked at Scorpina live, we saw that her story was continued. There's also been a lot of weird hinting by the Battle for the Grid Twitter, talking about the future of the game and doing fan polls and asking people who they want to see and what characters are popular. And based on what characters they said, this is how I'm going to do my next season prediction. Now, it's been a while since the last season pass, so I don't know which one we're on, whether it's 3 or 4. I can't tell you. I really don't play the game enough anymore to really remember that kind of stuff. So my prediction for the next season pass is going to be based on Dino Rangers. And I know I've talked about this before, so I'm just going to go a little bit more into it. As you guys know, there was a big anniversary for Power Rangers just a little while ago where Austin St. John came back to the franchise for the first time since Forever Red, and that one time he hosted some type of Power Rangers special. And it was a big deal because you had the OG Red Ranger back leading all the Dino Rangers, even though a lot of them weren't really the actors, they were suit actors, but it was still pretty cool. It would have been nice to see more of Dino Thunder and Dino Charge, you know, really looking up to Jason and stuff like that. It was a really cool team up compared to some of the other ones, which were very short. This was like a 2-parter, I believe. And the Dino stuff was based on a Super Sentai movie for the Dino Charge counterpart, which the Super Sentai movie was a lot longer, but we did get the Megazord battle, which it was exciting to see, and it was also great to have Jason back. I just wish he had more of his lines in it, but it doesn't matter. It was cool, it got a lot of ratings, and it got people talking about more Dino characters. It also helped pave the way for the new Dino Fury show, which is coming out this year, I believe, in 2021. Although it should have been called Dino Knights, because, I mean, look, they look like knights, and they're dinosaurs. I mean, Hasbro had one job, and they played themselves. I just don't get it. Dino Fury, I mean, really? It's just, it feels like they're just pulling names out of a hat, you know? But anyway, yes, I predict that the next season pass, which is rumor, there's no concrete evidence, it's just hearsay, just going back from information I heard almost 2 years ago, because a certain character is very popular at Boom Studios right now, or rather a team is very popular, and they need to get some video game representation, if you know what I'm saying. So my Dino predictions for the bundle are as follows. And yes, it will definitely be Dino-based, because this would be marketing genius if they did this. So anyway, the Dino bundle that I think will happen for the next season pass in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is Trent as the evil White Ranger from Dino Thunder, Koda, the Blue Ranger from Dino Charge, and I would probably say either a Dino Fury character or Beast Morphers Red. Even though he's not technically a dinosaur, he did technically appear in that team up, so it works, you know what I mean? And for the skin that we get, it would be the Omega Red Ranger, because he is super popular right now. Like, those Boom Studio comic books are selling like hotcakes, more so than Mighty Morphin. People really like the whole original 3 Rangers back in action, traveling space and time, trying to save the Rangerverse. I think that's what they call it, with Lord Draken, which is weird, but I have to admit the comics are really good. Jason is exactly the type of hero that you would expect him to be, and the leader. And if you are a fan of that character, then you can't go wrong with the Boom Studio comics the past, oh my gosh, now. Is it almost 6 years? It's been a while. It's been quite a while that the Power Ranger comics have been going. And they have a Kickstarter now. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check out the Boom Studios Power Rangers Kickstarter. But yeah, that is my prediction. I believe that just based on the popularity of these characters, that they will make it into the next season pass, and that the Omega Red Ranger will be making his way into Legacy Wars. Now, we've talked about Koda before, because I had insight originally that Koda was going to be in Battle for the Grid, and then some things changed. He was originally data mined along with RPM Silver, and then everything changed once Hasbro got involved with the game, and Lionsgate and Saban kind of got the yeet, but not really. Lionsgate is still technically involved, but Hasbro has full control of the ship right now, and they're steering it away from more popular characters and just going the more obscure route, like Scorpina, for instance. I was expecting Scorpina to do a lot better than she did, but judging by the views from my video and other Ranger creators, when Scorpina came out, nobody really watched it, unless they were watching on Twitch. She had a very terrible reception. Her trailer announcement on the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid YouTube channel did not get a lot of attention, and it was kind of a shame because she was a fun character, but I don't think she was the right choice, at least for right now. See, in order for season passes to do very well, they need to be based on characters that people really, really like, and they want to, you know, invest money into to put in their game. And Scorpina is not one of those characters. RJ from Jungle Fury definitely was up there, and Lauren has a pretty substantial fan base from Power Rangers Samurai. But Scorpina hasn't really been seen in Mighty Morphin for a long time, and only people who got the Boom Studio comics really know what she's been up to. She made a brief appearance in the 3rd season of Mighty Morphin, and that was it, after she'd been gone for so long. And it just felt kind of like she was forced into it. Not that the actress did a bad job or anything, especially reprising her role, but she's not popular enough. If it was Astronema, or maybe Divatox, or Rita or something like that, maybe they would have sold more for that season pass, but I don't know. I feel that if they do Koda, Trent, a brand new Dino Fury character, or the Red Beast Morphers Ranger, along with the Omega Ranger skin for Jason, as opposed to having a Mighty Morphin Ranger like Zach or Billy, I think that the next season pass will sell a lot more, because these are characters that are very popular in Ranger fandom, and they could also add a lot of weight to the continued story of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. And yes, I said the story is continued. Whether or not the arcade thing is connected to the actual Battle for the Grid story mode is not really important. What you need to know is the arcade mode for DLC characters, since I believe Lord Zed and Daishi or whatever added new story arcs for brand new Rangers, whereas both Gen and Gold Ranger appeared in some capacity for the actual story by Kyle Higgins. But for the later Ranger DLCs, they had their own story arcs inside of arcade mode. So Scorpina's is continued with only a few surviving Rangers. What if the few surviving Rangers somehow get in touch with the Rangerverse, and we get Jason, the Omega Ranger, with his skin. You get Koda, who is from another part of the Ranger multiverse that's not connected. And then you get Trent and a Dino Fury character, or Beast Morphers character, that is not tied to the current continuity. That would be very interesting, and also it would add a lot of possibilities for future Rangers down the line. And it wouldn't be without the realm of possibility for them doing this either, because as I said, these are very popular characters. Beast Morphers did a pretty good job. It has a solid following. It's popular right now, and people are hungry for more of those characters. So it would make sense, just like they did with Legacy Wars last year, to bring Beast Morphers Red in now. The Omega Rangers are very, very popular. The original 3 Rangers, Red, Yellow, and Black, that are back. I mean, that alone right there is going to get people to invest and do that stuff more than a Mighty Morphin past character like Trini, Zach, or Billy, which that could still happen. They could have a Legends pack or something if they continue to add these characters. You never know. But I feel, just from a marketing standpoint and based on how well these characters are received in the fandom, I think they would sell themselves, personally. I, for one, would buy the Season Pass just for the Omega Ranger skin, and I love Koda. Koda was probably one of my favorite characters from Dino Charge. And if you're worried about, well, how would the Red Ranger skin work for Jason since he summons the Tyrannosaurus? And I'm going to point to you to the White Ranger skin, where he summons the Tiger Zord as the White Ranger, and then as the Green Ranger, he summons the Dragon Zord, and they change it up just a little bit for it to work. They added Saba in place of the Dragon Dagger. So for Jason's thing, they would have to, of course, change the way his costume looks, and they would need to change the shape of his sword which would not be a big issue, and instead of the fire Tyrannosaurus, you just add some type of alien fire effect, because Jason is the Red Flame Ranger, so it's not like they're going out of their wheelhouse to create a different element for Jason. So if they could do it for Tommy, they could do it for Jason. See? It works. And it wouldn't be that much money for them either, because reskinning a character would be less time than actually making a new character. And like I said, Koda and RPM Silver already existed in the base game, according to the data miners and info that I have from past employees of Enway. What they're going to do with Koda, I don't know. But I feel like there was probably more that was going to happen with Season Passes last year, but we had, of course, the lockdowns around the world, and all that stuff changed. So this year could be the year that we get the Dino pack, which was probably come out during the whole Beast Morphers team-up thing to really drive sales. Because if you remember, there was a lot of different skins and stuff that happened in Legacy Wars, Dino-related, when we had the Austin St. John team-up episode. So, I mean, Hasbro's watching, Hasbro's listening to us. I really think it would be awesome if they did this. I would be on board. I would promote the crap out of it, to be honest, because, I mean, I really like those shows. Trent was a very popular Power Ranger from Dino Thunder. He was basically the Tommy of the show. Koda is just so lovable and goofy, and everybody just adores Koda. His fighting style would be, like, very Capoeira-like Legacy Wars. It'd be different than the other fighting styles that we have in Battle for the Grid. And Trent, more or less, would probably play the way he does in Legacy Wars. And I don't really know what the other Rangers would play like. It's not like they would have to release all three characters right away. You could release Trent or Koda at the beginning of spring with the Jason skin. And then you could have another Ranger like Trent or somebody else come out in the summer, and then in the fall when Dino Fury comes out or whatever, you have the Dino Fury character or the Beast Morphers character, whichever they want to do. It's up to them. I think either would sell, and instead of calling it Season Pass, they should call it Dino Pass. And if they wanted to sell more Dino-related stuff, they could do Dino Pass 1 and then Dino Pass 2 later, with maybe Mighty Morphin Black and another Dino Thunder character, or maybe a Dino Charge character, because Dino Charge is still incredibly popular. But anyway, now I want to hear from you, Ranger Nation. What do you think is going to happen with Power Rangers Battle for the Grid's next Season Pass? Do you think it will be what I'm predicting, a Dino theme? Or do you think they're done with Battle for the Grid and only are going to work on Legacy Wars? Let me know in the comments section below. When a new Ranger releases, of course, there will be more Power Rangers versus between me and my wife, so you don't need to worry about that. If you would like to check out our Scorpina versus episodes, the playlist is down below. We appreciate that. And I will see you guys when more Power Rangers news develops. Until then, may the power protect you, always. Later, Rangers.